In the news tonight, Governor Obiano lauds University of Nigeria and Nsukka for choice for Professor Igwe as Vice Chancellor. Anambra Police Command debunks online publication alleging killings of farmers by herdsmen in the state. UNICEF inaugurates campaign on child's rights. And on the foreign scene tonight, Saudi Arabia shoots down Houthi drone targeting Jisan Airport. Emebere Ugonna. Governor Willie Obiano has praised the authorities of the University of Nigeria and Nsukka for choosing Professor Charles Igwe as the Vice Chancellor of the institution from June 15th. A statement signed by the State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Sidon Adenoba, disclosed that the successor to Professor Benjamin Ozumba, whose tenure will expire on June 14, was announced on Thursday by Chief Michael Olorunfemi, the University of Nigeria Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council. We have details.
Quoted Obiano in a letter to the new Vice-Chancellor said, all the people involved in the process leading to the emergence of Professor Igwe were truly guided by a sense of history and a strong commitment to the growth of the university, adding that Professor Igwe was chosen by fellow academics and a few others involved purely on merit. It noted that the choice was an acute acknowledgement that the only way the University of Nigeria, established by the great Zik of Africa in 1960 to restore the dignity of man can fulfill its historic mission is to make meritocracy a way of life, which should be reflected in the admission of students, in the hiring and promotion of the staff, and in the appointment of principal officers. It assured that the Anambra State government will support the new Vice-Chancellor in the mission to restore the dignity of Africans and all black people in the global scheme of things.
The Anambra State Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Kate Emmanuel, says the state government will continue to partner groups that will encourage the development of the art of writing and other creative works in schools. Professor Emmanuel was sharing this policy truth at the third edition of the Young Authors Conference held in Awka with the support of Auric Foundation and other media partners, including the Anambra Broadcasting Service ABS correspondent David Bokwasale has details.
Professor Melo explained that creating an enabling environment for young people in schools to express their inner potential through art and writing is a priority of the state government, and that such positive engagement will help reduce the level of social vices among young people today. The commissioner, who received an award for her numerous innovative policies to drive the education sector to higher heights in the state at the event, was represented by the public relations officer of the ministry, Mr. Nemeke Gwong, describing the conference as complementary to the state government's efforts at developing the creative sector. According to her, some of the programs already put in place to drive the culture of reading and whet the appetite of students in the state to writing include the ongoing plans to set up a literary and debating hub, exposing the children to role models in writing, such as the renowned author of The Bottled Leopard, Professor Chukwuemeka Ike, who is the traditional ruler of Ndike Leonwu, and the recently concluded Governors Debate Championship, among many others.
The participation of the Ministry of Basic Education in this project right from its inception has been very, very rewarding. And we consider the project very complementary to the efforts of Governor Willie Obiano's administration to bring out the best and elaborate literary prose from our school system.
Mr. Michael Ike, the president of Auric Foundation and host of the event, in his speech explained that the conference themed Africa and the World, Bridging the Gap Through Literature and Knowledge Sharing, was to serve as a platform for young and budding authors to share experiences, network, and explore new opportunities to get their works published, which will also enable them to learn from themselves and develop better in the art of writing.
Young Authors Conference is an event I organize every year with the purpose of bringing together young writers in Anambra State, Nigeria, wherever they can come from, to learn from each other, connect with each other, learn ways to improve.
A speaker at the event, a young American author, Kellen Dolman, who shared his experiences when he began writing, said his focus was to build a new consciousness for younger people to understand they could make greater changes in their societies and mindsets through writing, while Jerry Chiemeke, who spoke on the topic, African writers, pushing voices and getting your voices heard, also harped on the need for writers to identify the needs of their audience and satisfy those tests through their writing. The event, which placed emphasis on sharing the African story to the outer world, also featured spoken word renditions and drama by secondary school students, a movie premiere on the African experience, challenges and preferred solutions for a better future in Awka. I am David Okpokwase reporting for ABS News.
A one-day leadership training for prefects in both private and public schools in the state has ended with a charge on participants to be solution providers. The training with the theme Prefects Catalyst for Positive Change in Schools, organized by Anambra State Post-Primary Schools Service Commission, was held at Community Secondary School Oko in Orumba North Local Government Area. Correspondent Theophilus Okoha now reports.
In a keynote address, the chairman of the Post-Primary School Service Commission, Mrs. Ife Okaro, said the training being one of the Commission's strategy to ensure effective results-oriented management of schools expects the participants to excel in both character and learning. The chairman tasked school managers and principals to use the school prefects more effectively to check students' vices for positive changes in schools.
The former board put in their best and they did well. And we are promised that we should go extra mile for more effectiveness.
In a welcome address, the Director of Education in Aguata Zone, Mrs. Georgina Obenyalo, says that the leadership training is aimed at equipping the students with leadership capabilities that will provide them the opportunity to support and add their voices in more specific educational purposes such as improve students' engagement and learning. Earlier, the principal of Community Secondary School, Oko, Mr. Austin Oji, who appreciated the efforts of the Post-Primary School Service Commission for initiating the training, applauded the theme of the program, saying that it is very relevant in view of the increased globalization of ideas as the emergence of internet and communication technology have placed most young school leaders ahead of their school administrators. A resource person, Dr. Tobechuku Nwamaradi, who presented the lead paper on the theme Prefect Catalyst for Positive Changes in Schools, while Dr. Chike Obienyem from Federal College of Education Technical Lumunzi presented a paper on effective use of punishment, and Dr. Ifama Meto from Community Secondary School Mpologu handled crisis management, and Mr. Cyril Idechuku from Community Secondary School Aguleze Chuku all drilled the students on effective leadership potential. In an interview, the Executive Secretary of the Post-Primary School Service Commission, Mrs. Josephine Onora, the coordinator of the training, Mrs. Eukaria Elika, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Secondary Education, Dr. Paul Ifani, and Chairman of Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, Chief Patrick Obaja, all applauded the leadership training. Later, the Senior Prefect of Community Secondary School, Oko, Master Onyedeka Okafo, on behalf of others, promised to make good use of the knowledge garnered at the training. Induction and admission of oath on the elected prefects conducted by Reverend Canon Emmanuel Ono formed high points of the event.
Be a model as I direct the younger ones, and to control my behavior, that none shall let in from me words or deeds.
Theophilus Okoha reporting for ABS News.
Anambra State Police Command has described as false and misleading a publication by an online platform, Everyday News, alleging that 3 farmers were killed by suspected Fulani herdsmen in Unando community in Anambra East Local Government Area. In a release signed by the Police Public Relations Officer, SP Haruna Muhammad, for the State Commissioner of Police, CP Mustafa Dandaura, said the publication is not only false but misleading, probably orchestrated by mischief makers who were bent on portraying the state in bad light in order to achieve their selfish interest. We have details.
The statement categorically stated that no such incident happened in any part of the state, as adequate security measures have been put in place to address such problems, noting that since the proactive steps taken by the state government and security agencies, including setting up of Cattle Farmers Menace Committee, conflicts between farmers and herds have been amicably resolved. It explained that other measures taken by the command include deployment of additional units of police mobile force, 24 hours visibility patrols, intelligence gathering, and area surveillance in order to ensure safety and security in the affected areas and throughout the state. The statement, which warned persons circulating the fake news to desist forthwith or face the full weight of the law, urged the general public to disregard such mischievous publication and go about their legitimate businesses.
Still to come in the news tonight, UNICEF inaugurates campaign on child's rights. Now, the foreign in Saudi Arabia shoots down Houthi drone targeting Jisan Airport. The news returns in a moment. Please stay with us.
Everybody's talking. In all the cities and all the streets, in all the places where people meet. From Niger to yonder, we've got you talking. You are the one that's falling to keep you talking. Yeah! Talking. We got people talking. We got people talking. Yeah. Talking. We've got people talking. US from east to the west to the south. Everywhere they cover, they know the mouth.
With 5 times bonus to call all networks on every recharge, we get you talking. Recharge with *555* PIN#. Glow Unlimited.
It's Ramadan. It's okay to share what you love. Ramadan Kareem from India.
Welcome back to the news. Moving on to our national stories. UNICEF has inaugurated a campaign to create awareness about the rights of children in Nigerian society. The campaign tagged "For Every Child, Every Right" is to draw attention to children's rights. UNICEF's new country representative in Nigeria, Mr. Peter Hawkins, made this known today in a statement to commemorate the Children's Day. Hawkins said that while there have been many innovations over the last few years, children in Nigeria were still not accessing health, nutrition, education, and other amenities as they ought to. On business news tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari has signed the 2019 appropriation bill into law. This signals the beginning of the implementation of the 2019 fiscal calendar. The president had earlier proposed a budget of 8.83 trillion naira to the National Assembly on December 18, 2018, but after undergoing legislative scrutiny, the lawmakers passed the budget of 8.91 trillion naira, raising it by over 90.3 billion naira on April 30. On the foreign scene, Saudi Arabia has shot down a bomb-laden drone deployed by the Houthi rebels in Yemen to attack an airport in the kingdom, the latest in a series of attacks targeting the kingdom. The Saudi Air Force intercepted and destroyed the drone that targeted Jisan Airport, close to the southern border with Yemen. The Saudi UAE-led coalition fighting the rebels said. The Saudi announcement came hours after the Houthis said they used an armed drone to attack warplane runways at Jisan Airport. The airport is used by thousands of civilians every day, but the coalition reported no casualties. And on sports news, Flying Eagles coach Paul Aigbogun says his side won't underrate their United States counterparts when both sides clash in their Group D encounter of the Under-20 World Cup Poland 2019 at the 15,000 capacity Besko Biala Stadium, Besko Biala about now. Aigbogun is banking on the form of his players who hammered Qatar 4-0 in their opening match in Taichi on Friday to overcome the Americans, who are looking for their first point after losing 2-1 to Ukraine on Friday. A win for the Nigerians will secure them a place in the knockout stages of the competition. And that's it on the news tonight. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV Online. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. And just before we go tonight, a quick reminder of our top stories. Governor Obiano has lauded University of Nigeria, Nsukka, for choice of Professor Igwe as Vice-Chancellor. Anambra Police Command has debunked online publication alleging killings of farmers by herdsmen in the state. UNICEF has inaugurated campaign on child's rights. Now, the foreign scene we brought to you that Saudi Arabia has shot down Houthi drone targeting Jisan Airport. And that's the size of our package tonight. Many thanks for joining the bulletin. I'm Ebere Ugunna.